Hello, clever people, and welcome to my review for Roma. So Roma is directed by Alfonso Cuarón, the director of Children of Men and Gravity, and it follows the story of a woman whose husband leaves for a prolonged period of time. And while he is gone, her and her two maids form a really close connection, and they have to try to survive through the bad circumstances that they're put in. And that's really vague because the plot to this movie was really vague. I didn't know much going into it. I knew basically nothing. It finished the movie probably 10 minutes ago, and I wanted to get my review out right away, because most of the time when I see movies like this, I need a day or two, but Roma, for some reason, is a movie that I just can't wait to get my word out about it. I need to get it out, and Roma is one of the most powerful movies I have ever seen. That's not really a hyperbole. This is absolutely incredible. There are so many different things to say about Roma. There's hundreds. There's so many, and my head is just rushing right now. And none of it is planned out. None of it is organized. So this might just be more of just a personal essay than anything else, more than a review, but I just had to talk about Roma because I have not seen a movie this powerful, this emotional, I don't even know what words to use. This is really one of the best movies of this decade. It's the best movie of the year, no doubt. I don't think any other movie will get close to beating this. I am so happy that I got to see Roma today. Just recently in my life, I have been so extremely stressed out for a lot of personal reasons that I will not delve into, but I knew that I wanted to watch Roma today because the really stressful finals are coming up, finals for school. They're coming up next week, and I needed a break so that I could not have a, stress attack or anything, so I went to watch this because I had heard from a lot of reviews that it's the type of movie that completely takes you away from all your stresses, that completely takes you and brings you to a whole nother place and a whole nother reality, and that's what this movie did. I saw another reviewer say that Roma, you are not brought into it, it comes to you. And I don't like quoting other reviewers because I'm a reviewer myself. I should be saying my own words, but there's no other better way to word that than how that person worded it. I forget the person's name, but it's exactly what it is. I talk a lot about films that kind of replicate reality. I said that about Call Me By Your Name. I think I said that about Moonlight. And I've said that about a few other movies, but they're movies that go past just being an experience. They're movies that are their own living, breathing, separate beings that exist in their own reality. And when the movie starts, you feel like you're witnessing a whole different life. And when the movie's over, it doesn't make any sense because the movie is reality. It keeps on going. It doesn't end, and Roma is absolutely one of those movies. In fact, it's one of the strongest examples I've ever seen. This movie, it was so realistic in the way that it was portrayed, and that has to go to Alfonso Cuarón. All of this has to go to Alfonso Cuarón. He basically made this entire movie, but the fact that the movie was so realistic in the cinematography, in the editing, in the acting, in the performances, and everything, this movie was spot on. And I really do have to applaud the actors and the director for creating performances like this, because these are not your typical Oscar-winning performances. These performances are raw, but they are not Hollywoodized in any way, shape, or form. Honestly, most performances, most films are at least a little bit Hollywoodized, and I used to think that you needed to have some form of Hollywoodized in your movie to make it a strong movie, but Roma has changed my opinion on that. It's the one example of a movie that is not Hollywoodized in any way and is so real, so brutally real. And it's absolutely incredible that the actors, especially for a lot of them being first-time actors, they did not overdo anything. They did not have a big crying scene. They didn't even talk loudly. When they talked, it was so realistic and so true to real life. Characters didn't have long monologues. Characters didn't always say smart things. Oftentimes, characters would switch emotions like that because that's how real life works. And I'm not doing it justice by what I'm saying. You need to see it to really understand what I mean. It's so wonderful to see a movie that's able to do that. And everything else here is magnificent. The cinematography, it's going to win the Academy Award for cinematography, because every single frame in here you could hang up on a wall and call it a painting, because every single frame is perfect. It's pitch perfect. They all look so gorgeous and beautiful. And again, Alfonso Cuarón did such a good job DPing this movie and creating the cinematography, and every single technical aspect about this movie is spot on and perfect. But that's not like that's the only thing that's good about it. It's emotional. It resonates with you. And while you're watching it, you honestly are in a whole different place. And you grow to love characters that you know next to nothing about. But it's good that you don't know much about them, because you attach to them on a different level. Most movies need character development for you to care about a character. You get close with a character by understanding their backstory, understanding where they came from, and getting closer to them from there. But Roma has you sympathize and get closer to characters on screen, and just by watching them and seeing what they're going through, and just understanding their personalities. And I love the way that Alfonso Cuarón did that. And when this movie gets emotional, it gets very emotional. No spoilers, obviously, but it is shocking how far this movie goes and how honest it is. Again, like I said, there's no big scene. There's no big scene where the actress is sobbing loudly. There's no big scene where characters are yelling. It's just honest, simple moments. And they're some of the most simple, honest moments I've ever seen put to film. I am just overwhelmed by Roma. I know that this is a very different review than I normally shoot. I'm usually very professional, but right now I can't be, because Roma has completely knocked me on my feet. It's completely changed the way that I look at movies. It's so honest, so unflinching, and just so beautiful. And I don't know what else to say. I could talk about, there's a lot of spoilery things I want to say, but I'm not going to, because this is a non-spoiler review. In terms of problems, I can't think of any. There's not a single problem in this movie that comes to mind. I honestly can't. This is, for what it was trying to be and for what it is, this was perfect in every way, shape, or form. I am having a hard time scoring Roma right now because my head is still swimming around with ideas and I don't know where to put it. So I'll give it a grade right now, but it could easily go up. I doubt it'll go down because it's just so powerful, and I want to watch it again. And I want to watch it again and again. And honestly, I'm so sad that I didn't get to see this in theaters for my first time. I had to watch it on Netflix because it's just not big enough to come to a theater near me. Because it's such a small movie, yet it's so big in scope. It's so multi-talented. It's honestly, it's one of those movies that approaches perfect. It's the type of movie I want to make when I get older. It's exactly what I want to make. It has strong influences of Yasujiro Ozu, and it has strong influences of Federico Fellini, and at the same time it's its complete own animal. I'm overwhelmed by Roma, and as of right now, I am going to give Roma a 9.75 out of 10. Alright, that concludes my review for Roma. So, what are your thoughts on this film, or what do you think of Alfonso Cuarón as a director? Comment in the comment section below and let me know. Please go out and watch this movie. Please. You must go out and watch it. It's on Netflix. If you don't have a Netflix subscription, get a trial, get a free week, I think you can have, or it's like a free 2 weeks or something, and watch this. It's a movie everybody needs to see. So, that concludes my review of Roma. My name is Robert Burke, and this has been The Clever Critics. Goodbye.